Hello everyone, and thank you for coming to see the Mentalist of MGTOW. This is going to be episode 11, and I'm going to have quite a lot to say throughout this video. This is going to be a response to Professor Sullivan of Calgary University, whom, after watching this video, I'm not quite sure how she got to be a professor. All the same, let's go ahead and hear what the professor has to say.
At the center of this controversy is the film The Red Pill. For a look at the film and the culture of men's rights activism it deals with, we've asked Rebecca Sullivan to join us. She's a professor of women's studies at the University of Calgary. So let's start with the controversy, if we can. Did you ever imagine that you would see the words "feminism is cancer" at an event that's happening at your workplace?
It was frightening.
Well, what exactly about it was frightening, Professor? The only thing I could think of was maybe somebody, I don't know, challenging your views. But you're an educated professional. That's not frightening, right?
I won't deny that. It was sickening.
Sickening like what, Professor? Sickening like the fact that feminism claims to be about equality, but they sit back while men have higher chances of becoming murder victims, committing suicide, being the victims of criminal assaults, while they have more injuries and deaths that are work-related than women in any stretch of the imagination. Sickening since they get, higher and harder criminal convictions than women, and they can have their genitals mutilated upon birth, and it's perfectly legal. Sickening because in family and divorce courts they are actually biased against compared to women. Is feminism sick of those things? I'm just curious.
To wake up in the morning, I know it broke last night, but I made the mistake of staying off Twitter for a whole hour. And I wake up in the morning getting ready for work, and this is what I see. This is scary. And I think we have to name it as scary. I think we've been turning a blind eye, making excuses, calling it, underground, or, a minor extremist movement, or, pathetic. Yeah, it is pathetic.
Oh, I see. This is just going to be more feminist name-calling because of opinions that don't line up with yours. You want to talk about pathetic? How about being a university professor at a highly ranked university and being afraid of opinions that don't actually match up with yours? Afraid of people seeing a movie and having their eyes opened to a truth they didn't previously understand. I find the fear of that as pathetic, Professor, since we're talking about how things are pathetic.
But it's also dangerous and really, really scary.
So the term red pill didn't actually originate with men's rights
No.
community at all. Can you tell us where it came from and basically what it means now, how it's evolved?
Yeah, and I think, people have to kind of bear with me as I explain this because it doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's fundamentally a bad metaphor. But the red pill, of course, comes from the film The Matrix. You can take the blue pill and go about your merry way, or you can take the red pill and enter the Matrix.
No, actually, the reason people have to bear with you because it's confusing is because you don't know what you're talking about. The red pill and the blue pill is from the Matrix movie. However, taking the blue pill is remaining in the Matrix, recognizing that ignorance is bliss to you, and you don't want to know the truth. Taking the red pill is finding out the truth and exiting the Matrix to know the reality of what the Matrix is. It's understanding the truth that you can't unsee. That is taking the red pill. Let's continue.
Well, then a group on Reddit.
Surely, an accredited professor is not about to source a Reddit thread as viable information. No. Can't do it. That's like sourcing Wikipedia. You're surely not going to do that, are you?
We're discussing not just men's rights, but also the pickup artist movement and how women kind of owe them sex.
You did. You did reference Reddit. as a viable source of information. Also, you got the definition of a PUA wrong. The PUAs don't just think that women owe them sex, that would be entitlement. The PUAs focus on self-improvement and the art of seduction to get women to want to have sex with them. That is a major and distinctive difference, Professor. I think you need to work on your definitions. Perhaps you should visit language and English class. Oh, right, you teach that, huh?
And so the criticism is that the blue pill is the women, saying that they want to be treated with respect and they want equality.
No, we covered this. The blue pill is just remaining and living in ignorance, knowing that the matrix is out there, but refusing to want to see that truth. That's what the blue pill is. Stop lying and trying to redefine something that you didn't come up with. Start doing your due diligence and your research like an educated professional would.
The red pill is a metaphor for what women really want. The real world,
Which is not equality, apparently. Okay.
is domination and subjugation. That's what women really want.
No. Again, we covered this. The red pill is waking up to the truth of gynocentrism and the society that we actually live in, where men and boys actually do have problems that they face and do need to have awareness given to those problems. It is the awareness that feminism has turned into cancer and has become poisonous to itself and all of those who are involved in it. Whoever wants to label themselves as feminist.
Okay. Well, the film has generated a lot of controversy. Do you think us even sitting here talking about it actually gives it some undue attention, normalizes some of its arguments?
I'm certainly afraid of that.
Of course you are. It's so scary when people start to have brains and think for themselves. Oh no, not opinions that aren't like mine. Oh gosh, it's so scary.
I'm certainly afraid of that, and I think that we do have to be mindful of that. And maybe a year or two I would have said, yeah, I'm not talking about it, let's not give it any attention. But here's the thing, it has been mainstreamed.
Oh yes, it's been mainstreamed. That must be why there's been feminist rallies everywhere that the Red Pill movie has gone, trying to get it shut down and not to be shown. I could probably cite places like, oh, I don't know, Melbourne, Australia. But it's mainstream.
Now, people are talking about it. We have a leadership candidate for the Conservative Party of Canada tweeting out to an elected politician with Wild Rose, Maxime Bernier and Derek Fildebrandt, tweeting out red pill memes.
Okay, two things. One, oh no, not memes. Who released the memes? And secondly, did you actually make that face? Because I am leaving it that way for the rest of this video. Must be that feminist seduction tactics, the PUA thing you got going on there.
Wait.
Right?
In your
It's a wink.
interpretation.
Yeah, it's a wink. And we know it's a wink because what do we have? We have the Wild Rose on campus and the Conservative Party of Canada on campus jointly hosting this film. It has been mainstreamed. And what this culture relies on is the naivete of decent Canadians, of saying there's no way people really believe this. There's no way people are really acting upon this. And certainly there could be no way that they are infiltrating our respected political parties in Canada.
So let's cut through that naivete then and tell me about what the film is and what people it portrays. What do they stand for?
Oh, I just can't wait to hear what it actually stands for.
They stand for the right of men to have Mostly sexual rights. It's the right of men to engage in any sexual activity that they want, and have entitlement to women's bodies.
That's the best explanation you've got. Really? You got a meme, basically. They just raping everybody over here. Uh-huh.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they raping everybody out here.
Yep. Those darn memes.
The men's rights movement points to a number of very real issues in our society, that there are very few resources available to men who experience domestic or gender or sexual violence, to the fact that suicide rates are very high for men, incarceration culture, high dropout rates, lowering participation in post-secondary education. These are all very real and pressing and urgent issues.
Congratulations. You finally made one coherent thought that made any logical sense whatsoever in this entire video. That actually sounded like it had some intelligence behind it. Can we keep that going?
But they go from there immediately to, it's women's fault.
I guess it was too much to hope for. Right back to the stupid. Here we go.
Because they are denying men their natural rights as men. Meaning, if only we could just have sex with whoever and whatever we want, whenever we want, then maybe we wouldn't have to rape you.
Who made this woman an educator? Calgary University. You can do better. Really. I promise you can.
Well, I guess that is exactly why it's controversial.
Exactly why it's controversial.
And we thank you very much for coming in and explaining this, because it has been a bit of a cloudy issue for many. So,
and that's what they're banking on. As I said, they're banking on decent Canadians not understanding what they're saying.
Or we could be banking on people actually having enough intelligence and insight to see through all your lies and all of your bullshit. Could be, banking on that.
And we need to understand what is being said.
Rebecca Sullivan, thank you for helping us do that.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for that giant crock of shit. Anyway, that's my response to Professor Sullivan of Calgary University. You're a terrible human being. You're creating lies. You're trying to manipulate people. I encourage everyone to go do their own research on the events that happened and their own research on MGTOW, on the MRAs, and on the PUA community. And do some real research, not Reddit for God's sakes. Anyway, thank you for coming to see The Mentalist. You can tweet me at mentalistmgtow, email me at mentalistmgtow@gmail.com, or you can visit me on YouTube and leave comments, like in this video here. Thanks for watching.